Good morning, everyone. How are you all feeling, debaters? Don't worry.
Good morning.
Good. All right. Good to hear that. Hopefully not too nervous.
No, confidence.
Confidence. Good. How about the other team? The other team, Georgian Crusaders, you all seem to be very quiet.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. All right. Okay. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. I am Miss Viloshina, and your moderator for today, as well as with me, I have Dr. Devi, as well as the timekeeper. That's Dr. Devi. Right? Okay, and then I have Miss Shamini with me. Miss Shamini will also be a judge, and she'll be judging all of you all. All right? Now, let me introduce the first speaker from Georgian Crusaders. We have Alia Nabila binti Muhammad Nasir. Alia, are you there?
Yes,
Hi,
I'm
Alia.
here.
Hi. Okay, and then the second debater from Georgian Crusaders is Afia Irsha binti Muhammad Afifi.
Hi, Afifa Irisa.
Sorry, okay. Afifa, what again, my dear?
Afifa Irisa, the second
Irisa.
debater.
All right, Afifa. Oh, all right, okay. And then the third debater from Georgian Crusaders, we have Manushri Devan. Hi,
Hello,
Manushri.
how are you,
Hi,
ma'am?
fine, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And then the fourth debater, we have Rahini Sayushri. Did I get it
Good day,
right?
ma'am. You can refer to me as Rahini.
All right, okay, thank you, Rahini. And the fifth debater, we have Uchia Raihana binti Muhammad Shaharil.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
correct? All right.
Yes.
How are you feeling, Uchia? Uchia?
Excited.
Excited. Okay. Nervous a bit, don't worry, you'll be fine. All of you will be fine. All right. Okay, and from the opposition team, we have the opposition team, which is Verbal Vanguards. We have Irfa Momin.
Yes. Hi, good morning.
I actually can't see you. You're not in the frame.
Hi, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, my dear. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Yeah.
You're good. All right. Thank you, Ifa. And beside Ifa, we have Divya Shri, anak perempuan Divagar. Divya,
Yeah,
right?
that's me. Yeah.
How are you feeling, Divya? Very confident. Be okay, don't worry.
We'll see how it goes.
Yes, that's the spirit. All right. And beside Ifa, Divya, we have Lovi Priscilla Das. Lovi, right?
Yes, it's Lovey.
Lovey. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Lovey. Nice to meet you, Lovey.
Nice to meet you too.
All right. Okay. And after Lovey, we have Paranita.
Yeah, it's Parinita. That's me.
Parinita. All right. Parinita.
You can just refer to me as Pari.
All right. Okay. Nice to meet you, Pari.
Thank
you. And after Pari, we have Miftahul. Miftah, is it?
My name is Miftahul. Yep.
Miftahul. All right. Nice to meet you, Miftah.
Nice to meet you too.
Right. Thank you. All right. Okay. How are you all feeling today?
Yeah, good. Very good.
Very good. Good.
Excited.
You're excited. All right. Okay. Had your breakfast and all that?
Yes.
Yes.
Or
Thank you for asking.
too nervous that you all decided to skip breakfast and go on a diet?
No.
No. It's interesting that all of you are actually girls. Yeah, very interesting actually. Proves that a lot, right? All right, my dears. Okay, just before we start, we would like to do a sound check. We will ring the bell. Please do let us know if you cannot hear the bell. If you can't hear it, do let us know, all right? Dr. David will ring the bell. 1, 2, 3. Hear the bell?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear the bell.
Yes, thank you. Perfect. All right. Okay. You all are aware of the topic of your debate, right? Are you all aware?
Yes.
Yes, all right. If you all are aware, without much ado, we can start. Shall we start now? Are you all ready? How about Georgian Crusaders? If you all are ready, show me a thumbs up. Are you all ready? All right. That's the spirit. And verbal vanguards, are you all ready? Thumbs up if you all
Yep.
are. All right. Okay. You all are. Let's start. Good luck with it. Good luck with the debate. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
Do we start with our intro first?
Yes. Yes, please start with your introduction first. The introduction is 5 minutes. The time for your introduction is 5 minutes, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Good morning to the honorable judges, respected opponents, ladies and gentlemen. We are a team from SMK King George V. We are also the supporting team for today's motion. I am the first speaker, and my name is Alia Nabila binti Muhammad Nasir. I am 14 years old. My ambition is to be a lawyer. Therefore, I am excited to participate in this competition and enhance my knowledge in debating.
Greetings to everyone. My name is Afifa Arisa binti Muhammad Afifi, and I am 14 years old and currently studying in SMK King George V. I am honored to be a part of this competition, Debate with Respect. I dream on becoming a marine biologist. During my free time, I like to paint beautiful scenery like sunsets, ocean, and botanical garden. Joining this debate will help me gain new experience and will help improve my speaking skills. Other than that, I love watching movies. My favorite movies are Gilmore Girls, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and Harry Potter. My favorite subject is mathematics. Moreover, I love to listen to Taylor Swift. My favorite album of Taylor Swift is Red.
Greetings and salutations. I'm Manushree Devan and I'm the third speaker of the team. I turned 13 on 5th October 2023 and I love reading and watching National Geography during my leisure time. And when I grow up, I want to be a biotech engineer. I love studying science, maths, as well as English. And I would like to thank my teacher and organizer for providing this opportunity, as well as my parents who helped and supported me the whole way. I am very excited and honored to participate in this competition. Thank you.
Good day to the respected judges, fellow debaters, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rahini Saishi Surendran, the fourth speaker of our team. I am 15 years old, and my favorite subjects are science, maths, and especially English. My hobbies are reading books, playing the piano, and playing online chess with my friends. I would like to thank Asti for giving our team the opportunity to debate and express our respective opinions on the topic given. Thank you. I now hand over to our next speaker.
Greetings and good day to all. My name is Ucha Raihana binti Muhammad Syariah. I am the fifth speaker of the supporting team. I am 13 years old. I enjoy reading, listening to music, and I also like to read and write poetry. My ambition is to be a neurosurgeon. I am really grateful to be here among the fellow debaters, and I'm ready to contribute to a thoughtful exchange of ideas. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. We are Team Verbal Vanguards from SMK Convent Jalan Pil. I am Ifra Mumin. I'll be your first speaker. I like reading and I like reading and swimming, and my ambition is to be a neurologist. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Divya, and I'll be your third speaker for today. And I would like to touch upon why we are called Verbal Vanguards. So, Vanguard means a group of people leading the way in new development of ideas. So, we hope with our verbal skills, we can be able to convince you guys to take a step forward in developing these new ideas. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Lavi Priscilla, and I'll be your third speaker for today. So my ambition is to be a doctor, which I really love biology. And I really hope that we can all get through this meet. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Parinita Kaur. I will be your fourth speaker. And as for my ambition, it will be a neuropsychologist. And just like my friend Lavi here, I absolutely love biology. And I look forward for this debate and to see what you guys have to say. Thank you. I'll pass to my next speaker.
I am the fifth and last speaker. My name is Mifal Jamila, and my ambition is to either be an artist or a writer, which makes my favorite subject pretty obvious, which is arts and English. That's all from us. I would like to pass the mic back to my first speaker.
Right? Can you all hear me again?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Loud
Now
and
that
clear.
you all right, okay. Loud and clear, thank you. All right, now that you all have finished with the self-introduction session, we shall start with the debate. We will start with the team, right? Okay. So can once you are done, you will hear the bell, and we will move on to the next person. Okay.
Okay.
Are my instructions clear?
Yes.
All right. How about the verbal vanguards? Are my instructions clear? Were they clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You all
Yes.
hear the bell, and then you all just move on to the next speaker. Huh? All right.
Okay.
Thanks for your introduction. It's very interesting to know. Good luck with the debate. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. We start.
Good morning to the cautious timekeeper, honorable judges, and my respected opponents. Before I put forward my case today, I will define today's motion. There's a need for social media censorship. First, the definition of the word need. According to Cambridge Dictionary, need means to have something and getting advantage because of it. In this case, those who need censorship are children, adolescents, social media users, and the society. Now, onto the phrase social media. It's a platform where diverse global communities engage online. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube being prominent examples. Interactions range from strangers to acquaintances, serving as a channel for diverse content sharing, including online marketing, business activities, and daily life updates. Finally, the word censorship. We view it not as a draconian filter, but as rules and guidelines to maintain societal harmony. User empowerment is evident, allowing users to report inappropriate content, triggering reviews for the platform authorities. Parental control software exemplifies censorship by parents, and platform administration set guidelines on these platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, our main argument today is the critical importance of social media censorship in protecting our children and adolescents from inappropriate content. The online world, as vast and informative as it is, poses a significant risk to our younger generation due to the abundance of unsuitable materials. Censorship serves as a vital tool to restrict explicit or age-inappropriate content like graphic violence and explicit imagery. Without censorship to safeguard our children and adolescents, the consequences, ladies and gentlemen, could be severe. One such consequence is the distortion of their values and beliefs. Unchecked exposure to inappropriate content can warp young minds. Imagine a teenager encountering sexually suggestive imagery or violent videos unfiltered. This portrayal distorts their understanding of relationships, gender roles, and societal norms that parents and educators strive to instill. Such warped perception can negatively impact their future interactions and relationships. Thank you.
As the government team, as the opposing team, we believe that social media censorship is harmful as whether it's executed by the government or owners of social media platforms, because it raises significant concerns regarding the infringement of our fundamental rights. As the supporting team said, social media is usually used to exchange information and ideas. However, what censorship means to us is that there's usually a person in power who has an agenda to give, which they do by two ways: human moderators who review and assess the content and cut down what they don't like. And second is by using algorithms, which are automated systems. They are set to remove specific words, such as maybe gay or lesbian, or yeah. So even though it seems that these forms of censorship, they aim to cut down on unwanted or harmful information, it leads to the breach of freedom, the breach of expression, breach of freedom of information, and can infringe upon our fundamental rights to live and express ourselves as authentically as possible. My teammates will further touch on why social media should not be censored, aiming for a digital space that fosters diverse perspectives, encourages free expression,
Can you hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
All right, okay.
Yes.
We shall move to the second speaker.
Oh, okay.
You ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, okay, you can start.
Okay. Dear opponents, I, as the second speaker for the supporting team, will be talking about social media censorship protects youth from online grooming and predators. In today's digital age, we must closely watch out for the growing issue of online grooming that happens on popular platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. These social media platforms have become places where harm can occur if censorship is not administered, especially towards our young users who are more vulnerable. Censorship acts as a protective shield, stopping the spread of explicit and inappropriate content that could be misused by online predators. To add an extra layer of protection, censorship involves age verification and restriction on certain features for minors. This ensures that our platforms are safe and suitable for all age groups, keeping our youth safe from potential dangers. Censorship also helps in reporting suspicious activities. Users who have granted the ability to report any inappropriate behavior helps in reporting suspicious activities. That from then on, platform can swiftly take action to address and eliminate any potential threats. These courses of action have proved the significance of social media censorship towards fostering a safe online environment for youth. Now, moving on to my second point, social media censorship avoid cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is a pervasive issue that takes a toll on the mental health of our youth. By implementing censorship measures, platforms create a safer space by restricting access to harmful materials that contribute to online harassment. Immediate removal of harmful content is essential in preventing cyberbullying before it intensifies. Strict measures acts as a deterrent, discouraging potential bullies and fostering a positive online environment for our youth. Thus, social media censorship is a necessary tool to safeguard the youth from cyberbullying. It allows for early intervention, upholds legal and ethical responsibilities, also ensure a positive online space for our young users. This can overall create a digital space world where our youth can engage safely and positively. Thank you. As our first speakers have also said that we view it We view censorship not as a draconian filter, but as rules and guidelines to maintain societal harmony. Thank you.
Can't hear you. My dear verbal Vanguards? Guys? Yeah. Yeah, we can't hear you at all. This Divya?
Oh, did we move?
Alice is speaking, but we can't hear her. Divya, I can't hear you. Yes, you all can't hear them, right?
Yes, we can
Yes, we
Can't
can't hear
hear
them.
Can't hear them too.
All right, okay, maybe they're having some technical issues. Just a minute, yeah? Vanguards, are you all there?
connection.
Can't hear you.
Check the battery, guys. Check the battery. So any one of you join through your mobile phone, and maybe you can use the phone to speak.
That's battery.
Test, test.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, we can hear you.
Is the audio clear?
Yes. Loud and clear.
Okay. Let me restart my point. Okay. So one of our biggest concerns with social media censorship is that there's not enough clarity in what is deemed acceptable. Whether this is done manually or algorithmically, biases are inevitable, and these biases exist to further the agenda of the people in power. Now, in the 21st century, social media has become a revolutionary force, and now we can talk to people from all around the world. We can talk to people from the opposite side of the earth and gain insights on realities that seem so distant from us. And we know more about the world outside. We know more about the issues going on. Now, the risk of censorship lies in its potential to twist the narrative and to hide the truth from us. It will infringe upon our right to freedom of information, which is the right to get and to spread information about current happenings. Now, you can't say it definitely won't happen because I can give you an example. Now, you can look to the genocide in Palestine, where figures like Bassam, Motaz, and Plestia have taken to social media to document their survival and the struggles of the Palestinian people, to show the injustice and to fight against propagandist narrative. Now they have formed parasocial relationships with their audiences. Now the global audience has formed a sense of shared responsibility, and we all can bind together and are actively engaging in fighting the issue. Now, imagine if censorship were imposed. Censorship like this would surely suppress vital information, like this situation. This situation is
definitely something that is against the people in power, and they would want to spread the agenda that they want to suppress this information, basically. Vital information like this would be suppressed to manipulate the agenda into the narrative that the people in power actually want, okay? And the public would remain completely ignorant to atrocities happening right under our noses. And that's where the power of social media comes in. It lies in its ability to connect us to each other, and enables the voice of the people, lets us band together and engage in actively fighting against issues. So I think it's absolutely essential to preserve transparency on social media, keep social media social, and give equal power to the people. We do not want one dominant power dictating what is right and what is wrong, what can be said and what cannot be said. We as the people should be given that power on social media, and censorship would 100% infringe upon that. Thank you.
Right? Can you all hear me? All right. Can we move on to the third speaker from the supporting team?
Okay.
All right.
Respected opponents, I, as the third speaker, will be providing our team's fourth argument, which is by censoring the social media, the society can prevent the risk of getting scammed online. We all know that social media provides a significant way for scammers to deceive and defraud people online. But how does it all happen? Scammers create imposter social media accounts using someone else's names, photos, and other identifications. Impersonator accounts may request money, send links for phishing scams, or post fake giveaways and prizes. For instance, Macau scamming, which is very popular in Malaysia, bombard spam messages and false information to get victims' personal particulars, which can be used for online bank transactions. Moreover, ladies and gentlemen, in the first 7 months of 2022, Malaysians lost about 415 million ringgit to scammers when using the social media. While in 2023, the Star newspaper published that more than 3,000 social media posts containing element of fraud and phishing were blocked by Malaysian Communication and Multimedia Commission, MCMC, from the 1st of January till the 30th of September. This had made it clear that without social media censorship, many people have been affected by social media scams alone. It has even led to high depression, ending with loss of lives. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, censorship prevents dissemination of false information, and thus it is a hot button issue. As a conclusion, social media censorship is very much needed in our society. I stress, it is very much needed in our society for a harmonious and developed nation. Thank you.
Oh,
So as the opposing team, I'm going to be speaking about social media censorship would stop creativity. So arts. Arts can easily be censored in the name of being dangerous, where else people don't see the talent and creativity these arts may bring. I'm not just speaking about paintings and drawings. I'm talking about music and live stream performance. So in the name of social media censorship, many authorities have been censoring and not allowing this performance from happening. For example, a famous singer, Lady Gaga. She released her song Born This Way in 2011. But right after her song was released, her whole song was completely banned just because it had the word gay, bisexual, and lesbian in it. Whereas she was just trying to show her respect she has for all identities. And you guys know that in the US, books were being banned. Books written by journalists were being banned because they were about anti-racism and LGBTQ. So a country or a platform should not be governed based on personal belief, because everyone has their own personal belief and it's personal. So another example I have is Kesha. Kesha is another famous singer. So in 2013, she actually came to Malaysia to perform. But a day before her performance, she was actually notified that she was banned completely from performing. But actually right before all of this, she actually agreed to the rules and regulation of Puspal. So Puspal is rules and regulation that should be followed by foreign artists that want to perform in the country. So she agreed to change her outfit and to change all of her song lyrics to make it more appropriate, but she was still banned. Imagine us as humans, we are actually taught throughout life to be more creative and to show our creativity to the world. Imagine it's like all of these artists are trying to think out of the box, and we're like being put up and stuck up in a box, and we don't get to think. That's all from me, and I think this is why that our motion that social media censorship should not stand.
Okay, Taisa. We shall move on to the fourth speaker from the supporting team. Ahini, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, you may begin.
Why is social media censorship an important topic of discussion today? I, the fourth speaker of the supporting team, would like to express my arguments on this motion and prove to the floor that the proposition stand is that there is indeed a need for social media censorship. Information shared through social media meant that netizens can be misused by unethical social media users to track personal information. Personal information that is shared on Facebook or Instagram, for example, can be innocently shared by a victim, but taken advantage, for example, by a stalker or a pedophile. In September 2019, Twitter admitted to letting advertisers gain access to its users' personal data, like emails and phone numbers, to cross-reference their marketing database with Twitter's to identify and serve them targeted ads, all without our permission. As such, media censorship must be allowed for automatic protection of personal information on age, gender, occupation, education, location, and even friend circles. Even though social media is a tool to garner truthful and transparent information, social media propaganda can be adulterated and recreated using state-of-the-art technology graphic tools like Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, and AI art generating software, which obscures the truth or the facts. Therefore, censorship bodies with subject matter experts must be given the empowerment to govern the integrity of information shared. In addition, social media has informative teaching materials that helps in the enhancement of learning, user knowledge, and experience. However, the same platform also shares photos and media of nudity, pornography, violence, extremism, racism, and religious bigotry with political controversy, which influences the behaviors of social media users that can disturb the harmony and cause distress to others. Censorship on such media may curtail immoral values and violence as part of the service provider's social responsibility. As the fourth speaker of the team, I strongly advocate that there is a need for social media censorship to protect personal privacy, rights, and entitlement to a fair share of justice, inclusion, and harmony. Social media platforms and service providers are constantly reinforcing this as part of their social responsibility to balance the freedom of expression, independence, and harmony, and world peace. Thank you.
Okay, we also believe that censoring social media can create a very dangerous power dynamic, which will cause the chilling effect to take place. Now, the chilling effect is the discouragement of legitimate exercise of your legal rights by the threat of legal sanction. The chilling in this context refers to the slowing down, and as to what I'm going to talk about, it's specifically about slowing down of specific movements. Now, as an example, I'd like to talk about the protest that took place in Iran in 2022, caused by the death of Masa Amini under police custody. When this happened, the people took it upon themselves to share information on social media. But guess what? In the same year, Iran ranked second place in the world for social media censorship. Why is that? Because they were censoring all content posted by the Iranian people so they can silence them. And so there's no medium for these people to share information, which will cause the people outside of the country to think this protest had died down and forget that there is such injustice happening. And if that wasn't enough, the Iranian government was also putting people that were sharing this information in prison, and some were even executed. And when others try to spread information about the imprisonment, which was not legal, the imprisonment and the killing of people, they were silenced again. It took Iran only about a year to actually achieve their goal, which is really sad because it would take less time than that if we allowed censorship. Iran would have had the power to censor social media from the beginning, which means we would never know that women were being killed for simply existing. People would only make their opinion on what is happening in Iran by information given by the Iranian government, not by the people facing the injustice, which is literally in other ways the Iranian government controlling the minds of people and making them believe in their dictatorship ways. If we want to make sure that people can make their opinions based on facts, and not only just facts, but they need both sides to know what they want their opinion to be. If you let a dominant power be there, there's going to be only one opinion, which you can't really necessarily say whether it's right or wrong, because governments are known for being wrong too. So we need to make sure that we allow the people to share the information so our minds are not controlled by evil powers. And social media is something by the people, for the people, not a medium for manipulation. That's all. Thank you.
All right. Can you all hear me again?
Yes.
Okay, we shall move to the last speaker from the supporting team. Are you all ready? The last speaker?
Yes.
Crusaders?
Yes.
Right. Okay, good luck, my dear.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dear opponents, I, as the fifth speaker of the supporting team, will be presenting our sixth point, which is how social media censorship can provide a peaceful and safe online environment for all age ranges and communities. Censorship could be referred to as a guideline, which plays an important role in keeping any social media platform from being infested with toxic behavior presented by unscrupulous individuals online. In this era, where technology has developed successfully, artificial intelligence has been used by many social media creators to identify anything related to toxic behaviors and remove it. Furthermore, censorship has the ability to recognize any hate speech, harassment, discriminatory content made online towards another individual or community and instantly will take proper action towards the individual who is projecting unacceptable behavior online. For example, censorship will take action by suppressing a person's freedom of speech if they consecutively violate its guidelines. Another example is how social media censorship protects young people from cyberbullying by quickly removing mean or harmful posts through automated tools and user reports. Platforms have clear rules against bullying, and educational efforts help users understand online safety. This way, censorship helps provide a conducive online environment and encourage its users to discuss any topic in a civilized manner online. Moreover, censorship itself can reduce the influence on usage of vulgar words among the younger generation. This will once and for all produce a generation with the tendency to speak in a well-mannered and inoffensive way when proposing ideas, projecting thoughts, and opinions. This impact will altogether create a harmonious and peaceful online community for its current users and upcoming ones. Thank you.
So the final reason why we believe that social media should be censored is because of the fact that social media censorship can also slow down social media marketing. So let me clarify the difference between social media marketing and the difference between selling things online. Social media marketing is an act of advertisements. Basically, they just want to advertise their products, they want to talk with their audience, and it's just a form of advertising. It's not the same as selling things online. So the reason why it will slow down social media marketing is because of the unfair algorithm it will have towards like smaller businesses and businesses that are alternative. So I will explain how this will happen with an example, which will be a clothing brand called Bahati. Bahati is a clothing brand that specializes in the beauty of alternative art and showing how it can be implemented with traditional outfits that the traditional outfits they do is both Malay and Chinese. But a lot of people have been criticizing this brand because of the fact that the founder is Chinese, and they think that the founder wanted to implement the alternative style with traditional style is known as is also cultural appropriation, because they think that a Chinese man shouldn't be doing like Malay traditional uniforms, but which is not only wrong, because what he said was that he thinks that the beauty of fashion and the beauty of traditional uniforms shouldn't be limited to one ethnicity only. So not only are they criticizing him for something wrong, but they're also discriminating him against his ethnicity. Aside from that, it can also limit the ability for them to talk with their audience, share information, and build a social presence that makes them a strong business. So let's take Facebook for an example. Facebook limits the promotion of other websites, which includes websites for businesses to explain how their business works, what they sell, basically sharing the information they have, which is why it can slow down the way they want to interact with their audience and the way they share the information. So with my final point to end the presentation, this is why we believe that social media should not be censored. Thank you.
Okay, can you all hear me?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Okay, my dear. Now that we have finished with individual presentations, we shall move on to the next agenda. All right. Okay. First, we will have the team-to-team exchange. Are you all ready for that? Vanguards and
Yeah, we're ready.
Are you all ready?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. If you all are ready, we should start with the supporting team first, right?
Miss, just to
Yes, ma'am.
clarify,
Yes,
for
yes,
this
ma'am.
team-to-team exchange, is it 10 minutes for both team to start exchanging their points, or how the flow will go? Could you please explain that?
Okay, the team-to-team exchange is normally together, whereby, for an example, the supporting team will raise a point and the opposition team will try and rebut the point. Miss Vanita, are you clear?
Okay,
so the
okay,
entire
miss, okay.
the entire debate or the entire reboot session will be about 10 minutes. It's not
10
10
minutes,
minutes per
okay.
team. For both
Okay,
the teams
okay.
joined together, it's 10 minutes.
Okay, miss, okay.
All right, okay, thank you, my dear. Georgian Crusaders and Verbal Vanguards, are you all ready?
We are ready.
Are you ready? Okay. If you all are ready, let's start with the supporting team first. Georgian Crusaders, you may begin. You have 10 minutes in total, huh? All right? Okay.
Your first opposition. You mentioned that social media censorship suppress an individual's fundamental right or freedoms of speech. We disagree. While some worry that social media censorship limits freedom of speech, it's important to note that these measures aim to balance expression with responsibility. Censorship helps protect users from harm, ensures civil conversation, prevent the spread of false information, maintains platform trust, safeguards vulnerable users, follows legal standards, and encourages responsible for the social media users. So in conclusion, censorship is about creating a safe and respectful online space for everyone.
Firstly, I would like to address the fact that you did agree that it does suppress freedom of speech, which is a fundamental right. No matter what you personally believe, it is never right to be able to govern and to be able to take away people's fundamental rights. And the fact that you as the government are okay with doing that, you should not be doing that, obviously. It's fundamental right. People have the freedom to express themselves. People have the freedom to say what they want. Whether it's wrong or right, they can say it, and conversation should be held about that. The way for us to progress into the future and to progress into a better society is to have conversation, to have these civil discussions so that we can understand each other and we can reach to an agreement So our mindset will evolve. It's not just people who you think have the wrong mindset are suppressed. Those people will still exist. They will not be convinced, their mind will not be changed. In fact, they will victimize themselves, okay? And secondly, you are saying that it'll protect people from misinformation, when I think my first speaker, the example that she brought up was perfect to demonstrate that it does quite the opposite. The Iranian government, they took control of social media and they censored all the truth coming out, and they changed the narrative around, and they were the one spreading the misinformation. The government, with its censorship, spread misinformation by silencing the public, by not informing the world on what's going on. So I think the misinformation thing, if it's not coming from the public, it's going to come from the government. So misinformation is misinformation. By censoring, what you're doing is limiting information, and you are limiting the way people get to combat the way of like fighting misinformation, which is by research. When there's nothing for you to research, the only thing you can look to is one source. How are you going to know the real truth? Okay. Do you guys have any comments on that, or can we move to the next question?
No comment.
Continue.
I'm sorry. So, my dear third speaker, you've said something about social media censorship creates boundaries and limits in expressing creativity. However, we disagree. Social media rules aim for a positive online space. They guide creators to share ideas responsibly and keep things safe. This way, it can protect users and let everyone share their creativity without worries. So it means that if they want to share anything like their artworks or music, they must follow the guidelines in these social platforms like YouTube and Spotify or anything. You've also said that in 2013, Lady Gaga have posted a song and it was removed because it have the word gay. However, censorship is updated because the proof is in Taylor Swift's song "Picture to Burn," it have the word gay. However, it was not removed or anything in this in Spotify app or YouTube app. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, I think you should take more into context. I think you are selectively choosing the information. If you dove more into what you're actually referring to, the lyric itself is using gay as in a negative connotation, in a negative light. So of course, the people that don't like gay people are fine with it being used in a negative context. So I'm not sure what is the point that you're trying to make. Would you like to explain more on that example, or can we move on from this? Also, hold on.
And I wanted to ask something that you said that if people were to follow the guidelines, they wouldn't be censored. But my third speaker actually touched on the fact that Kesha did follow all the regulation, yet she was still censored. You want to know why? I will answer you. Because the government had the power to censor her, and they were just misusing their power. You are giving one person so much power, and we have so many examples that people will misuse it. It's so clear. With this power, they don't have to justify what they're doing. They never justify what they're doing. We also have example for that. They can just do it and get away with it and say, oh, it's censorship. Oh, we're doing it to protect you guys. From what? Because Kesha followed all the rules that were set by Puspa, yet she still can't perform in Malaysia.
Okay, your opponent's team. You mentioned that censorship suppress the freedom of speech, creativity, and all. But what we believe is that censorship is basically a guideline. Imagine this. Do you want the conversation online made on Twitter, or now it's known as X, to have vulgar words and sensitive imagery? Can you answer on that? Thank you.
Yeah, that's actually so great. We were just going to expand upon that. So we would like to clarify the difference between guidelines and censorship, because it seems to be quite a blurred line. So let me clarify it for you guys, okay? So censorship is when something is simply suppressed and taken down by one party in power. Yes, I think you got to agree with the one party in power, right? And the same rules don't apply to everyone. And why do we say that? Because some people's identities are threatened more than others. As you can see, like the people that are censored, like in the Iranian example, the identity of women are, people who identify as women are more suppressed or more oppressed, and the same rules obviously don't apply for everyone. Whereas with community guidelines, the same rules apply for everyone, and it's based on a community. What the community guideline does, it establishes a clear rule and expectations for how people should behave, and it sets standards for positive behavior. And it forms a sense of shared responsibility, as I have mentioned. And that, again, would help us progress to a more positive mindset and a more evolutionized mindset. And also, I would like to touch upon the fact that you guys mentioned cyberbullying. It has been proven that community guidelines are actually better at protecting people from cyberbullying because compared to censorship, they actually focus on shifting the standards for acceptable behavior rather than just suppressing the content. You are actually leading the bullies and leading the people that are giving out the negative comments to thinking in a better way. Okay, guidelines, they create a framework for positive interaction and they encourage users to engage respectfully, whereas censorship involves restricting or removing the content, which would limit free expression, as you have said, and it doesn't address the root cause of the problem. To address the root cause, you need to have conversation, and you cannot have conversation with social media censorship. So guidelines empower the community to self-regulate, fostering a culture of mutual respect and responsible online behavior, and it will lead us to a more responsible society. So again, I would like to clarify that community guideline is not controlled by one person. It's for us as a community to work with equal power, whereas censorship would be one power looking down on us and suppressing whoever they think is wrong. We do not want one power to be given out to anyone. We are all equals and we should be treated as such on social media. Thank you.
We do agree that community guideline is better. And therefore, we like to define again what is censorship mean to us. So censorship is not a draconian filter. It doesn't mean that the government will filter each and every content before it reaches a platform. Instead, we are advocating for partial censorship, where there are rules and guidelines set for social media users to follow so they don't overstep. Our definition of censorship today is rules and guideline that has been set to maintain societal harmony, not censorship that is not a one power censorship by the government, not a draconian filter. We are saying that censorship is only a guideline and rules set to maintain societal harmony.
I would like to add to that point. Even though there might be concerns about rules not being applied consistently on social media, platforms are already working to fix this. They are being clearer about the rules, listening to users' opinions, and training their moderators better. Regular checks are also done to make sure everything is fair, and they are using technology to be more consistent. The goal is to make sure everyone is treated the same way on these platforms. Thank you.
Yeah, we think that it's great that companies are working towards building a better community, and that should be done through community guidelines and not through censorship. Now, the word censor literally means to remove or to suppress a certain thing. You can't just say that like, oh, it'll filter out certain things, it'll be taken out, whatever it is. The word censor is literally means to take down or to remove something completely, right? So you yourself agree that community guidelines are better than censorship, complete censorship. No? And I think the way for us to lead a better conversation, we can look to Twitter, or now known as X. I don't know if you guys know, but they have like a fact-checking bot where if people tweet misinformation, if people tweet fake news, there is a fact-checking bot under it to explain what is actually going on and to enlighten people on the truth. So instead of suppressing the information completely, you are letting people know of the actual truth. And you are enlightening people, and you are letting us as a society work together for a better future for our people.
Okay. All right. Divya, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, my dear. Your time's up. All right. Okay, now let's move on to the next session, which is the questioning session. Are y'all ready for that? Or are y'all still in a heated argument? No, not answering. All right, okay. I will first pose the question to the government team, or shall we start with the opposition team for once? Can, right? All right, we shall start with the opposition team. Let the government team take a break, or the supporting team take a break. All right. Can I have the Global Vanguards? I would like to ask you all something.
Yes.
In your opinion, right, how do you think social media censorship should adapt to the emerging technologies and changing online communication trends?
Can you please repeat your question?
Sure. How should social media censorship adapt to emerging technologies and changing online communication trends? Right.
Okay, so when we talked about you asked like how it should adapt, right? I think my
Yes.
second speaker talked about the Twitter fact checking bot. So when the fact checking bot does this thing, it doesn't take down the actual tweet that was false information, right? Instead, it puts the real information there. So you're not silencing anyone, yet you're showing them the real information. So there isn't a complete silence, but the false information won't spread, which is a very big problem for the government. They have made it clear. So that's what we think how it can adapt to without silencing people, yet still not spreading false information.
All right. Would the supporting team like to say something about that or add on to any point regarding that?
Yes, please.
Yes, my dear.
So I think that we think that censorship is not suppressing. This is because that it doesn't really take down anything from the internet, especially more updated censorship, such as have you seen videos or music videos that have the word censor in at their mouth when they are saying vulgar words? They are not taking down anything. They're just covering the mouth. Same as you mentioned on Instagram or X, they didn't take down anything. They just blurred the image, and then it says that the image is censored. It is not taken down, and censorship does not suppress anything. Thank you.
Also, you mentioned that this is only working for platform X and Instagram. But what about other platforms like Facebook or YouTube?
or WeChat.
They can very easily apply that in their technology too, considering these companies are multi-billionaire companies and have more than millions of workers working for them. I don't think that would be a problem for them.
Also, if you want to also check if a video on TikTok is misinformation, a lot of people can reply to a video with another video explaining how that video is misinformation. So you could either check both of the videos and see which side you agree on.
Anything? Okay.
All right. Vidya, you would like to say something? I see you holding the mic. So I assume you
Yes,
wanted
I
to
would
say
like to
something.
say something. I actually would like to say something.
Alright.
One of the speakers just now was talking about how censoring would not remove videos, which I think directly, or would not remove the media, which directly contradicts their own definition and their own explanation from earlier. So that I would like to point out. And also they're saying it's not suppression when by definition it is suppression of information. Whether you think that suppression is right or it's wrong, it's suppression at the end of the day. So the fact that you're denying that suppression, I think that shows that you know that it is something that's bad and you're trying to justify it. It is suppression. You can't change that. Whether you think it's suppression is for good, the suppression for bad, it's suppression. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Divya. Georgian Crusaders, would you like to add on to anything?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
All right. If you all have nothing to say, I shall ask you all another question. Right. Right. Okay. In your opinion, right? Because just now we asked verbal vanguards first. Now I'm going to ask you all. So, in your opinion, how do you think social media censorship could stifle innovation and creativity among people? Hinder or stop creativity and innovation? How can censorship stop creativity and innovation among people, among youngsters and all that? Will it stop? How will it stop?
To answer your question, either way, social media censorship aims to foster a positive online environment by promoting responsible and diverse creativity. Instead of stifling creativity, it seeks to set guidelines that encourages creators to contribute positive content and explore innovative ideas with acceptable boundaries. So what we're saying is we're not completely suppressing creativity, but we're only encouraging positive creativity. The goal is to protect users from harmful contents because a lot of social media users consist of youngsters, innocent youngsters who contents like this will cause distress to them. So this also protects them from misinformation, which makes online space safer for everyone. By actively working to include a variety of voices and perspectives, censorship can contribute to a more inclusive and enriching online creative landscape. The emphasis is on striking a balance between creative expression and responsible content, ensuring that users can freely share their creativity without fear of harassment or harm. Thank you.
Global Vanguard, would you all like to say something to rebuke there?
Yes. Okay. I think one thing the government isn't realizing that art is very subjective. Something that you might believe, please focus on the word believe, that is harmful, it's wrong, it's violent, might be something someone uses to express their feelings. We can't, okay, let's look away from identity. If we can look at mental illness, many times in art, mental illness is expressed and portrayed in a very quote unquote violent way to show how it actually is. Now, if in order to protect the children, which also go through this, from violence, the government suppresses this content. There is nowhere the children can look up to how it actually is, and there's no representation. Art is very subjective. What you believe to be violent or bad doesn't necessarily have to be violent. And when you, we have already talked about it, when you run a government through beliefs, it's not a good thing. It will never end up good.
All right.
I'd also like to mention that some people find nudity as art. A lot of art already portrays nudity in it, and the fact that you believe that nudity is entirely sexual when some people believe that it's not, and they just want to portray maybe beauty of body, like maybe some art they just want to maybe like show you body positivity, so in that way they also use nudity as a way to show that off. But the fact that you believe that nudity is sexual and that you want to censor it means that you're also repressing some people's creativity in art.
All right, are you all done?
Yes.
All right, okay, thank you. Again, Divya, you would like to say something?
Oh, I do actually. Thank you so much. I would like to refer back to something that one of the speakers from Georgian Crusaders said. They said you are instilling responsibility in users, but how are you instilling responsibility if you're simply silencing the people and not letting discourse go on? You are not allowing for open discussion about these topics. Instead, you're just silencing them. That will not foster a sense of responsibility. What we want to do with not having social media censorship is actually do that, form a sense of shared responsibility by being able to discuss with people about the topics and learning more and feeling that power. You have the equal power, you will feel that responsibility. When you take the power completely away from people, first of all, they don't have any responsibility, and secondly, any responsibility like you think they may have, you're simply silencing them, so they don't have to be responsible. Whatever they do, they can be as irresponsible as they want, and you're just silencing them. So you're not teaching the people to be responsible at all. So I don't know how you are saying that it'll help people become more responsible, and I think my speaker would like to add on to that.
To add on to the responsibility, I think we can go look at cyberbullying. Let's say there's instance of cyberbullying, and the thing that the government does is take down the content. What responsibility is there being given to the cyberbully? Your mean comment, your hate comment is being taken down. The person is already hurt. The damage is done. Nothing is going to happen to the cyberbully. Rather than focusing on taking down the comments or censoring it or anything you might say, focus on solving the problem. And not only that, when you say people will be more civilized, I hope you know that most governments have used people are not civilized to oppress people. People are called not civilized for expressing their oppression. So I hope you remember that. Thank you.
All right, okay. Thank you. Divya, you'd like to say anything or?
No, I think we can move on.
All right, okay, thank you. Okay, time's up. Now you shall be given 3 minutes to discuss your conclusion, and after 3 minutes you'll hear the bell. You'll come back in, and each team will be given 5 minutes to present your conclusion. Is that okay? Show me a thumbs up if you're okay with it. All right, thank you, Rebel Vanguards. All right, Georgian Crusaders. All right, the 3 minutes starts now. Good luck. All right, both teams. Thank you, Dr. Doreen. Are you all here? Georgian Crusaders and Verbal Vanguards. Are you all ready for the
Yes.
conclusion?
Yeah.
All right, we shall start with Georgian Crusaders. Only one person shall speak. You have 5 minutes.
Okay.
And your time starts now.
Okay. So I would like to make it clear, first of all, that not all social media is under the government. It's not government based. And most importantly, that social media is on their own. Its creator create their own rules and guideline for the users to follow. So therefore, government removing content is not true because the social media censorship guideline is created by its own creator and not under government and not always under government. So, distinguished judges and our fellow opponents, as for our final word, let me, the second speaker for the supporting team, sum up for our point of view. Before concluding our debate, let me recapitulate our points. In light of what was said by our first speaker, third speaker, including myself, we have provided insightful benefits of social media censorship towards the younger generation. as younger generation also use social media now these days. As we can observe, we have repetitively emphasized the need of social media censorship in keeping the safety of youngsters on social media platforms. It is not worth betting on the censorship disadvantages in applying the censorship, as the mental health of these adolescents are currently at stake, as for example, for the cause of cyberbullying in this life and death situation. Rather than contemplating the need of social media censorship in protected use, it is safer to administer the censorship, as it is better safe than sorry. After all, our main objective is to provide a safe and peaceful environment for young social media and also for other users from different communities and different nationality. Other than that, censorship is not only beneficial for the younger generation, it is also beneficial in providing a conducive online environment towards the society, as our fifth and fourth speaker have stated. Furthermore, indeed, we agree that social media censorship may cause the loss of freedom in speech towards an individual. However, I must stress that with the absence of censorship does not mean with certainty that social media users won't abuse the freedom allocated to them by the social media creators. For example, Twitter, Instagram, people can make hateful comments easily, and this can affect an individual's mental health. Thus, administering censorship on social media platforms is not a form of discouragement in speaking their thoughts freely, but it's the other way around. Social media censorship gives its users the liberty to discuss any topic as long as it is presented with a civilized manner. It does not stifle any creativity or the freedom of speech, but you must follow the guideline. As you download the app, you have to read the terms and condition when you register. So you have to follow the guideline if you want to speak freely, if you want to project your opinion. Therefore, I can guarantee you that eliminating censorship is not beneficial for any stakeholders, as the limitless freedom can easily be exploited by anyone. All in all, I would like to remind you that censorship can have many advantages and disadvantages. Nevertheless, it is absolutely possible to overcome these
All right, my dear.
disadvantages.
Okay.
Nevertheless, it is
Okay.
absolutely.
Thank you. Your time's up.
Thank you.
Can we move on to verbal Vanguards? Right, verbal Vanguards, are you all ready?
Yes. Okay. So
Right, we
to
can start now.
conclude, to conclude as to why we do not agree that social media censorship should be implemented. Okay, so first thing I would like to touch upon is the difference between community guidelines and censorship. What we really focused on was a power imbalance. With community guidelines, we didn't say that the government will have power. One person, one party will have all the power to control what media will be shown to the public and what not. For community guidelines, there will be set rules that will be implemented that everyone has to follow. That one person can't decide what's wrong or right. It's already decided and everybody has to follow it. The power imbalance is very, very important for you to remember, because when there's one person controlling everything, that's also called a dictatorship. Right? And then the next thing that the government really talked about was the children's safety. I think one thing that we're forgetting, that children and teenagers are not the only one on social media. And matter of fact, they should not be there, because when you download social media, it's supposed to be over the age. It's not supposed to be for children, PG-13 or 16. Children, not teenagers, are not even supposed to be there. And let's say they are there, rather than censoring content for adults and other people, you can simply use parental control, which it will keep the content away for children, for other people can still access it. Just for one party, you can't take everything down. For like, what about other people? And then there was also something about how people are not civilized on the internet. I think you're forgetting that's your beliefs of not being civilized. What is it? It's violence, right? Oppression is violent. Oppression is very, very violent. And when people share their oppression, it's going to be violent. When you're silencing violent things and you're suppressing their oppression, you are literally silencing them and letting other people live blissfully in their little bubble of, oh, life and the world is so amazing, there is no oppression. People are dying and we need people to do something about that. And then for creativity is very subjective. It's very, very subjective. You might think it's evil, you might think it's this, it's that. It's very subjective. Nudity doesn't have to be sexual. When we were first on Earth, people were walking around naked. It wasn't sexual. What you think it's sexual? Okay, good for you. I don't think it's sexual. And then you are suppressing information. You're suppressing information. You're suppressing everything to let someone govern something for what? Are you ready? I want to ask you if the government is ready to face the responsibility of when oppressed people are being silenced. Are you ready? Do you want the oppression to keep going and never stop? Do you know how many genocides are happened because of silence in social media? Do you know how much money is being used so people will be silenced on social media? Billions of dollars. And your people's right, you have agreed that when you do censorship, you are really threatening people's freedom of speech and rights.
All right. Okay. Right, my dear. It's y'all are done. Debate for today, for this particular session is done. You all shall actually move on to the main room and see what they tell you all there. All right. Good luck and thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you
Go back
so
to the
much.
main room. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Bye.
debating with us. Yep.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
Bye.
Good job.
Nothing personal, guys.
Thank you.